Everyone, listen. I know exactly what happened the last time. So if you remember yesterday, I showed everyone the Lancaster leak at the crisis at the call center, right? Right. Please tell me y'all. I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. I showed you guys everything. I I I swear it's all true. I know what they were trying to silence me. Even while I was showing you, they reached in and were trying to silence me, to stop me from spreading the information of the entity. But no, I won't be silenced. I can't be silenced. Not when something like this is happening. I have another leak from the Lancaster leak. This time at O'Brien State Park. I don't know where any of this is, but I'm telling you right now, this has to be connected to the crisis call center, the crisis at the call center crisis, whatever it was called. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, but it's all there. And this is we're gonna continue. Oh, I hope I don't get silenced this time. I definitely won't get silenced this time. Have my security system up, but they might be tapped in. So I gotta share this with you all before it becomes too late. They could be watching. The following tape and many others were recovered by FBI intern Valerie Bardet and given to us. Leaving without a trace, she went suddenly missing at the end of her internship in Lancaster, California. Foul play is suspected. So long as Valerie is missing, these tapes will continue to be leaked. We gave you a chance, and this will be your last. This is my last chance. I fucked up yesterday, and now I'm here to redeem myself. The information conveyed through this debrief/training tape pertains to a prior investigation. It is imperative that agents refrain from viewing this material unless they possess the appropriate clearance and are under the direct supervision of an instructor. Valerie is the instructor, I'm assuming. Forget everything else I said, it's all the same. Tape purpose debrief, date August 25th, 1988. Clearance TS, case type missing person, entity present, status resolved. So this is before the crisis call center. Previously inhabited by both Dakota and whatever tribes, I'm sorry, it is now home to year-round camper and hikers. I'm sorry, I'm not good with names. The park, along with other state parks up north, has experienced an increase in animal-like attacks. On August 25th, 1988, Brady Kaufman, a 59-year-old male, visited O'Brien State Park unaccompanied. The subject's behavior during his visit was unusual, as he intermittently started recording at various times. Medical records revealed no hit. Subsequently, on August 26th, the subject was reported as missing. His body was discovered on August 30th, and the recovered footage from his recording device will now be presented in chronological order, accompanied by annotations. Sorry if I'm speaking too fast, but I have to speak fast because I did not have time to read any of that. Why are we back here? So this is the beginning of the footage. Okay. Why is my resolution cut out here? Okay, I did a bit of editing, so I could better foresee this is definitely not a game, okay? This is definitely something. As you can see, for some reason, I'm assuming he heard a bear or some type of animal. But he heard something. The subject initiated recording. The reason for their sudden recording activity is unknown. That I just said. He probably heard a bear or an animal. Let me tell the story. Bastards. The subject would occasionally zoom in on certain objects. By the way, flashing lights warning. I'm just gonna say that so if you have photosensitivity or anything, be aware. There like the last one. This one also has a bunch of flashing lights. I'm only saying because at the beginning I got the warning that flashing lights and epileptic seizures are an issue. So I just wanted to say that now before it becomes too late. Seems like this guy is recording a fire. Or he's being a creep. I know it's 1988, but wow. Zooming in is very slow. So this is the type of guy that just starts recording other people's campsites without their permission, I'm assuming. Or laptops. That's not a laptop, never mind. I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. But do listen to me because I'm telling the story. But still. The subject turned right and went to the bathroom to shower. They have showers at campsites? Again, I know this is 1988. I got so spoiled with high definition. I'm not going. Is this guy going the right way? Is what I meant to say. Car alarm scared me, and it scared the person recording this too. Did you see that? He stopped moving. He stopped moving. He even like flinched a bit. He got so scared he froze. This guy got no survival instincts. Fight or flight, non-existent. His is freeze and die. I don't think you could record inside the bathrooms, by the way. Oh, you definitely can't record in the bathrooms because someone is showering in here and they're gonna see you come in with the camera? You're gonna shower with the camera. Okay, I don't know they were waterproof back then. The subject stops filming, then takes a shower. It is estimated 10 minutes elapse before the subject films again. The subject returns to the campsite. You must have left that camera outside the shower because there's no way you brought that in there. I don't think waterproofing was a thing. Why, like, why would you record the bathroom? Are you supposed to record the person taking the shit? Please don't. Notice how there's no tents in any of these other campsites. They just have the fire going. I'm assuming they sleep in their car. But at that point, why would you go camping? I figured I figured a tent is something that everyone would be having. It's commonplace in camping. Now, this is why I would never go camping. There's someone standing in this man's campsite. Oh. Upon return to the campsite, an unknown figure stands near the subject's tent. Neither campground records nor witnesses recall seeing a white male on this profile. While the person was here on or who they are still remains unknown, but is not being actively pursued. The largest jump of time happens at the point with an estimate of 1 to 2 hours time elapsed. The recording resumes with the subject 2 miles in the Hardwood Hills Loop. Why the subject started the hike is not relevant to the Bureau's involvement. Okay, it seems that he's stuck walking in place because he can't go up, I'm assuming. This is definitely all completely different in a way, I guess. Yeah. I have no idea what to say about this at all. Have any of you gone camping? I don't think I've ever gone camping that I'm aware of. I've been to public parks and stuff. Spent the entire days at the parks before. But never campsites or anything. I'm assuming those floating red lights are fireflies, or they're supposed to be fireflies. I could be completely wrong. Don't listen to me at all. But do listen to me because I'm the one bringing you this information. I know this is a trail, but it looks like there's tire tracks as well. Is it really safe to be walking in the middle of this? At night? Something there? No, that looked like a tent. Look. It's just local wildlife. There's no reason to be scared. Unless they're aggressive. But my adrenaline spiked when that happened. But as I said, this guy doesn't have any fight or flight responses. It's freeze and die. He stopped moving for a second. Why would anyone hike at night to begin with? Especially, not only did you see an elk pass by, but you just presumably heard it die. I don't know if hunting is allowed in these parks, especially because of the campsite. So that already can be a very bad sign. Actually, I don't even know if hunting is... No, never mind. I'm pretty sure hunting is legal in California. It's just certain parks. So, like, national parks and stuff, it's not, but, come on, seriously. Its entrails are out. The deceased deer was killed by an entity. It's a deer? I thought it was an elk. Subject encountered diseased deer attacked by entity. The film abruptly ends after subject detects entity in vicinity. I heard it, but I didn't see it, so I don't know why it ended. I mean, the subject exhibits distress and flees off trail. Entity pursues subject and can be heard in proximity. Subject resumes filming approximately 4 minutes after pause. This marks the final pause. The subject is audible for the first time, displaying emotions of fear. Subject begins running as multiple sounds emit surround him. Oh, I don't like this one bit. I really don't like this one bit. I played a horror game a few months ago about aliens. But this is giving me those vibes. No, there's another set of footprints. Those are not animal footprints. It did not sound like animal footprints at all. Look at that tree halfway off the floor. No. You're running back. The tree is floating. These woods are definitely something you don't want to be in. You saw that floating tree a few seconds ago? It wasn't even on the floor. What just happened? The subject struggles against entity but gets away. The camera is severely damaged. Subject drops flashlight and then camera and it creates a shadow backdrop. Subject blood creeps into frame. Distant entities can be heard. Is he being dragged away? Wait, so who recovered this? Brady Kaufman's death would occur over the next 5 minutes. The remaining footage has been cut short for viewer discretion. Additional entities can be heard and would later fight over the remains. The footage ends with the camera battery runs out. Subject's remains were found scattered. Most flesh was consumed. Little personal items remained intact. The public was told it was an abnormal bear attack. His tibia was found 0.5 miles away. The subject's film was the first footage captured of SOO-12. Ultimately, the subject's footage provided the Bureau proof to extend funding in special operations to contain entities. This case marks the first of many successful entity resolution programs. Name Wendigo. ID S0012. Risk severe. Containability 3. So this is a Wendigo. I never saw that. Wendigos are creatures originated from Native American tribes of the Great Lakes region. The malevolent supernatural beings bring terror to forest dwellers and are all linked to numerous missing persons cases. Tall and emaciated-looking Wendigos bear antlers and... Okay. According to recent intelligence, there has been a notable resurgence of the Wendigo, and their geographic distribution has now expanded southward towards Minneapolis. In response to this emerging threat, the Bureau has established a joint task force in collaboration with the Canadian CSIS to take immediate and decisive action to halt the expansion of the species and eventual eradication. It is imperative to maintain strict operational security and keep the general public uninformed of the operations to prevent any unnecessary panic or interference. Well now. The story doesn't end here. Okay, the r/no sleep story. I work as a secretary at a small FBI office. A man in a pink poncho almost killed me. Consider joining a Discord or newsletter to No, the release of the next game. The Lancaster leak crisis at call center. That's the one that was yesterday's. So, I assume... Was there another one? Okay, so... I'm gonna drop the act, okay? Yeah, that's all, this is all a game, okay? I can't keep that up because I'm very bad at acting. I mean, you can hear in my voice, I'm a very bad voice actor too. So, I don't know if there's more to the Lancaster leak games. There was two on Steam. I've played both of them, and I honestly these only came up because I looked for free games. uh, so if I look up the Lancaster leak on Steam right now, the Lancaster leak, yeah, there's only two that come up. Crisis at Call Center and O'Brien State Park. I played Crisis at Call Center yesterday, and this is O'Brien State Park. According to release dates, this one it comes before Crisis at Call Center. I do not remember if Crisis at Call Center had something saying there's another project coming. It might have, but I don't remember. I should because I had to play it twice yesterday. Because they were trying to silence me yesterday. Let's go with that. They were trying to silence me, and that's why I had to play it multiple times. So both of these games, so this one and Crisis at Call Center both came out this year. One in June, and then the next one in August. The last update that I see for Crisis at Call Center is a small update. It's a small fix in September 1st. There might be more. There is another game. But it's not like this. It's not like this. It's called House Sitter. Is this like a Five Nights at Freddy's game? Because I see you gotta survive 5 nights and then until 6 a.m. This one is not free. You had to pay for it. But oh boy, this looks scary. It also gives me, oh boy. I might play this one too. Okay, so I know the whole story of Wendigos is like been starting to get popularized again. I know that I believe what's that one game that was on the PlayStation? Until Dawn. I believe that one had Wendigos inside it as well. I could be wrong. I never played it because I don't own a PlayStation. But I did see gameplay of it. This is considered a difficult game. Okay, I guess I won't play it on one day. I'll put up the credits again, that way so you could see who the developer and everything is. So this is the Wendigos. The other one, I don't remember the name of the entity in the last one. But honestly, both of these games are very good. I did really enjoy them. I had fun playing them. Thankfully, I didn't run into the same glitch with the last game that I did with this one, because the last one, I had no idea that the sound glitched and it no longer played. So I played that whole thing muted, even though I checked my audio settings in the middle and it said I was still getting things. So I played it again, so I could hear the game and the sounds. I even checked this volume and yes, it was all the way up. Wow, was that so loud? Why is this so loud? So, pretty fun game, nonetheless. I believe this one is shorter than Crisis at Call Center, but still, in the end, it's still pretty fun. Newsletter and YouTube/PressKit. What is this? Subscribe to newsletter for episode updates and a free game. There's a free game? No way! Okay, so this game will be linked in the description when it's up on YouTube. There you go. Play the game, and then subscribe to the newsletter for episode updates, and you will get a free game. Check your spam; it could be in there. I don't know what this free game is, but what I've been saying every time someone gave me free stuff when I was at Anime Expo, I will repeat it here. Hey, 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 I like free. Is that what I said? I got so many weird looks or nerve or like some weird looks or some weird giggles when I was saying that to people's faces. So, well, let me tell you a story. At Anime Expo, so there's a lot of booths there if you go to the exhibit hall, and it depends where you go. Not all booths, but some booths do give you free stuff. So some of the booths that I went to, they give you free stuff if you either signed up to their newsletter or you did a survey for them. I think Ami did that, and if you follow them either on Twitter or Instagram or something like that. I don't remember if I followed anyone on Twitter, because if they see my Twitter and then they find my channel, they're gonna be like, I know this dude's face, and I'm like, I don't want to be seen by anyone. At least not yet. I'm not confident in how I look, but so they would say, here, follow us on. So let me. There was someone in a booth that had an Irene cosplay, and so they said if you follow our newsletter, you get a free spin on the wheel, and so I did the spin, and I got a free keychain. I forgot to what anime it was. I think it was Doctor Stone, and before they did that, there was. Is that really what I say? Yeah, I think I said, they're like, oh, you follow us on if you follow our newsletter, then you'll get a free spin on the wheel, and you'll get a free gift. So I just kind of blurted out, hey, 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 I like free, and everyone there just looked at me weird. But that look went away because I was there with one of my friends, and he was gonna buy something, and then I said, I'm kind of interested in wanting to buy something. I would have bought a Morgana plushie, but I didn't end up doing it. I was gonna buy it on the last day, but I couldn't find the booth, or I was tired of walking, so I was like, okay, I'm going home. If you ever go to Anime Expo, make sure you bring comfortable footwear, please. If you comfortable footwear is needed, and bring it. And the one thing I did see that a lot of people had there was like collapsible stools. They're I believe if you just look up on, let me see, before I start spewing more nonsense. Okay, I'm not speaking out of my ass like I normally do every time I'm playing something and I'm trying to figure out stuff to say. But due to long lines, and not lines to get into booths, please don't sit down while waiting in those lines, because trust me, you will make the line move a lot slower, because then we gotta wait for you to stand up, then you move, then you sit back down, you got all your stuff. But no, this is more for those lines when you want to go to early screenings or a press conference or something. So, but yeah, there were collapsible stools. They're like they're in circular shapes, and you could expand it so it could open up into a stool. I believe I'm assuming I'm describing them correctly. So you can use those to collapsible stool. Okay, yeah, foldable stool is what it's called, but it's also, you could, if you find foldable stool collapsible. So if you Google that, you will see that for somehow one of them you could use to charge your phone. Really? Well, that's interesting. Retractable folding stool, what collapsible stool, whatever. They had those, and you could use those, because if you're waiting in line, you're either waiting in line to go into the actual Anime Expo. So for once you're there, I don't know if this is how it's always been, but at least the 2 years that I went, They have you line up outside. So this is all takes place at the Los Angeles Convention Center. It depends which hall you want to go in. So there's two different halls. There's one where the entertainment hall and like a bunch of stuff. So that's where like all the game stuff, like card games and other stuff are at. I think I saw Magic the Gathering there. There was a bunch of other different card games that I didn't play, and there's some other things. I could post pictures of it on my Twitter if anyone wants. Uh, so they have that there. I believe that's the main thing they have there is the entertainment hall. There are other rooms there, but that's for like for boot not for conventions and stuff. Not conventions. You're at a convention. Early screenings or press conferences. I guess is what you call them. Panels. That's what I'm looking for. Panels. They hold panels and stuff like that there. And then there's another hall. They're all connected by some long hallway, but there's two main entrances. And that's where the exhibit hall, artist alley, and pretty much everything else is. These stools definitely needed. It's not only just for that. If you're gonna go camping, like how Mr. Protagonist, whatever his name was, what is his name? Does it say right here? Does it say? Sean Madsen, whatever the name of the person was that died here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jeremy Fisher. But he could have used one of these as well instead of bringing a whole folding chair. I don't know how comfortable they are, but they can become in handy. I ordered one on Amazon Prime Day and it has yet to arrive. All I got as a notification is that it was delayed. So, Amazon, where is it? I can't even track it. Anyway, what was I saying? I already forgot the whole moral of the story. Moral of the story: don't go camping alone. I should say. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you to do that because I know there are people that like to do stuff alone. Um, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna say an advice. If you're gonna go camping, don't do it alone. But if you do it alone, make sure you have a way to protect yourself because, of course, we saw a Wendigo here, and the map showed them in upmost in Canada and the northeast part of the U.S. I think. But since this is O'Brien State Park and this is the Lancaster Leak, I'm assuming this is in California. So I could be wrong. It could just the Lancaster Leak could just mean that this is all just all connected. These are all different entities being connected. But yeah, actually, I could also Google O'Brien State Park. Okay, I Googled O'Brien State Park. I got William O'Brien State Park. And this is in... Where is this? MN. Whatever state MN is. Minnesota? Okay, so this is actually up there. Yeah, Minnesota. So O'Brien State Park, William O'Brien State Park, I'm assuming is what this park is supposed to be. It's a state park in Washington County in Minnesota. So I guess the Lancaster League just means that they're all together. Um, so if you're up in the northwest or pretty much the northern part of the U.S., because the map showed in Wendigos. Wendigos, from what I was actually told from this game, is they're Native American things as well. It could so be aware if you're gonna go camping, bring protection, please. While Wendigos are scary, people can be scarier. I told the story before how me and my friend went into the forest near my house just to walk on the trail, and we're like, oh, okay, this is actually so peaceful. But the sun started going down, and we're like, okay, we should leave because there's bugs and spiders and snakes and coyotes that live in here, so we should leave. So we started leaving. So once we got out to like the wider open trails, keep in mind this is like a one-way, very thin path. Uh, Yeah, I believe it was what made it thin is just because there's a lot of bushes and stuff. So there's only like, and I mean thick bushes. So like, if you go in the bushes, you're definitely gonna be making a lot of noise and probably get something that you don't want. So we were on this path and we were just exploring, okay, because there's like some birdhouses and something else in there too that I believe someone there put them there. So we decided, okay, I think we've gone in deep enough, we've walked around enough, so let's just leave and go out since it is starting to get dark and it wasn't getting dark as the sun was going down. This was like 5 p.m., so there was still a lot of daylight. So when we walked out, we once we got to a giant clearing that connects the entrance to that forest and the path to a bigger part which you could go up a hill and it'll take you to a top of a dam and and you could also just follow it along and it circles you all the way around to a ranger station, and that ranger station is also very close to an actual park which is also close to a science center which is also connected to a skate park. And then from there, it's also connected to a pool. So this this is this is a very big area. If I had to say let me see how big this area is. Hence, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say because I don't want to dox myself. So this is it doesn't tell me how big it is, or like how many acres it is. There's a lot of wildfires there too, by the way. Like ever since California's had like the major droughts and stuff. So there used to be like a giant river and stuff, and like frogs, tadpoles, and everything. You could see them in there, even small fishes. You could see them in there, and it actually ran through. And yes, but eventually it stopped raining a lot, or as much as it used to in California. Then we got the major drought, and so it dried up there. And now if it rains a lot, it actually floods because it's, I guess, poorly maintained. Oh yeah, there's a golf course attached to this too. That's just, I don't know how big acres are, but it's pretty big. I just say it as that. So when we got out of that narrow pathway, we sat down on a couple of rocks and logs that are there against the hill, and some guy randomly came out like 20 seconds later, and both me and my friend were looking at each other like, wait, what the fuck? How did he come out? We didn't pass anyone on the way through, and this so we were just and we didn't hear anyone, we didn't see anyone or anything while we were there. So we were like, where did this guy come from? Was he hiding in the bushes? Like he didn't even bother looking at us. He just walked out, and we're just like, this is a narrow path. You make a lot of noise walking through there because instead of it's not just dirt and sand. There's also rocks, twigs, and stuff that you could break. So after he walked out of sight, both me and my friend just got up and ran to the car and drove away because we were like we were freaked out because we had no idea where this guy came from. Granted, yes, he could have came from the other entrance, but that other entrance is a good 5 miles or more away from where we were. So but before we decided to turn back, we would have had to see him in the distance already. There is a wide open area between, so we should have seen him. From that day on, we never went back into that forest. I did film in that forest too once too, but that's beside the point. No Wendigos, no skinwalkers, no nothing was in there that I know of. So please, if you ever go, do not go alone. I feel like you are better off going with people. Don't record inside the bathroom. I'm just gonna say it right now. This person that died, he probably got karma for recording in the bathroom. There was someone in the shower while he went in, and he kept recording. He took the camera in the shower with him, so he probably destroyed his own camera doing that as well. And not only that, when he got out of the shower, he was probably naked and he started recording, and then he started putting on clothes, but that was probably cut out before this tape was given to me. And then he started walking out while recording, and someone was in the bathroom taking a shit while he was recording it. He even stopped and turned around to like, hey, can I see them legs or something? So this is all probably karma. He probably had this coming to him. Because he was like, oh, I'm gonna record my trip. Let me record inside the bathroom. Never record in the bathroom. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. This guy had karma. He died. He was recording other people's campsites as well. So this guy was probably a creep. Okay. He zoomed in on people's cars, on porta potties, on campfires. He even like tried to walk into. Yes, I was the one controlling them, but this isn't me. This is the guy. These are tapes, okay? So I completely forgot what I was rambling on about. But yes, Jeremy Fisher, I can't wait for more of your games to come out. I will be looking forward to playing them. Whenever it is that another game is released, I will. Yeah, I don't know if I want to. Whatever. I'll join your Discord maybe, or I will just follow your Steam page. Because this was actually a very very fun thing to play through. I this is completely different compared to the Crisis at Call Center, because the Crisis at Call Center, I know that one came after this one, but that one you're going through security cameras, and that one had its own sense of dread and fear, especially when the entity first appeared, because at that point you are not you're not getting the first person perspective. So whatever you probably can't see in any of the rooms that you pass by is left to the imagination, especially if you know that the creature is in there. This, however, is all I don't want to say I guess first person perspective, because this is the guy recording. So this had its own sense of dread as well, because when I was running into that forest, I was very scared, especially because I heard the footsteps on the right ear, so I assumed that was on the right side behind me. That's why I turned left. And then I ran into an invisible wall. So I just turned left again from fear that it'll still be on my right side, until I heard it on my left, and then I tried going straight. And I passed under a tree that was floating, which I don't think I was supposed to see, that floating tree. And then I got captured because I ran into another invisible wall. So, as I said, this is all very fun to do. If you've seen me play this, give this a playthrough for yourself as well. Especially if you're a fan of horror, because these are indie horror games that I didn't think I would ever play, and it's kind of hard to find them because for some reason Steam has never put these games forward as much, or I don't know when these came out, because I've never seen these. I had to actually look for them, and the fact that I found them and I could experiencing them is that I'm happy, and I'm hoping that more is done of these. I wish good luck for Jeremy Fisher. Good luck creating more. I know there has to be more, so I can't wait. Too many health problems. Yeah, I can agree with you there. My asthma started to get worse recently. I had to go back to the hospital for that to get it checked. I have an albuterol again in case it gets bad, so I have that to look forward to, alongside a few other medical issues that have been persistent for about close to a year already. Actually, it's over a year already, so I am dealing with that. So I don't experience the outside world as much as I'd like to anymore. I still like to go out every now and then. Like if there's a concert that I could attend, sure I will go. Anime Expo being a thing as well. I can attend that. Well, so what I have is not contagious. Just so everyone knows, I'm not going out there and infecting everyone in the population. It's not contagious, but it is chronic, and it is something that I had to continue seeing a doctor about every now and then, and specialist and everything. So it's all something that I continue to deal with. I've dealt with it before. It's gone away, and then it came back, and it came back even worse than it was before. So I have to deal with that constantly, and it can be very draining. I can assure you it. All the medical issues and everything, it can be mentally draining, but even despite all that, I hope that everything that I do, all the streaming and everything, I find I have fun doing it. I have fun playing these games. I have fun knowing that I'm making other people laugh. So if you ever are going on through something similar or just something struggle, so I know like the other side of the world right now is not in the best shape with current event situations. There's nothing that I can do to actually help with any of those situations other than just provide a form of entertainment. So if I could at least do that, then I'm glad that I could help you forget any struggles in reality, turn off your mind, and just see me be an idiot. Hear me talk about stupid things. Hear me talk about a bunch of other random things that I probably said before, but they're still in the back of my mind. I'm, so if it can help, I'm glad that that's what this channel is for. This isn't just for me to share my love of video games, especially older video games and stuff like that. But this is also something to hopefully help everyone watching that there is some form of escapism. Help you forget about bad times, make you laugh, make you feel what I feel, make you feel afraid. Cause I don't know if my gasps were ever heard. I forgot what game I played, but I actually screamed when it happened. Actually, but yeah. So don't think of this as just me, you watching me play. Think of it as you're hanging out with me. We're in the same house. That sounds weird in these days, but just think of it like we're all together hanging out, and I decide to be that one person that you go to their house and they're like, "Hey, watch me play," instead of "Let's all play a game together." I have a friend that did that. We would go over to his house, and instead of us playing things together like Super Smash Bros. And stuff, he would start playing his own game and we would watch, and I started complaining to him about this. I think that's enough story times. I kind of took away from what this game is. So the Lancaster Leak, O'Brien State Park, well done. I loved it for what it was. Crisis Call Center, that one is second in line. I believe it did have the name of a game. I just can't remember. But Jeremy Fisher, I am looking forward to whatever your future projects are. And if that had to pay, so be it. I will pay. I will help support you because these are games I could see the passion in trying to tell these stories, especially because you're linking these together, this one and Crisis at Call Center. So I can only hope that better things will come up. This is just like Fears to Fathom. I really enjoyed the very first episode, and I started supporting that developer whenever new episodes came out. I pay for the next ones, and yeah. So if I can help with this, then I will. Fears to Fathom. Look out for episode 4. That is still slated to come out. Yeah. So aside from that, I think this is where I will end it. The Lancaster Leak, O'Brien State Park. Definitely a very fun one to check out if you play it. Same with Crisis at Call Center. That one was also pretty fun as well. I just wish that I didn't have to experience an audio glitch where I couldn't experience all the scares. But as I said in that video, that provided its own immersion. They different experience. Granted, with audio, it provided more, but yeah. So thank you for watching my run-in with a Wendigo. I have died, as I so normally do. But I am stronger than ever now, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to say here. Other than, if you live in a wooded area, be on the lookout, because these may be reported in Canada and the northeast United States. That doesn't mean that they can't travel anywhere. Don't listen to me at all. This is only if you're in the U.S. Because the Wendigo being a Native American thing, so this only affects the Americas. I don't know what tribes. So if you are in a different overseas country, Europe, Australia, Asia, Africa, any of those countries, this only affects you if you come to visit North or South America. Wendigos are a thing. What you see in the trees at night out your window, it's not an owl. It is not a bird. It is a creature stalking you at night. Whether it be a Wendigo, a skinwalker, or any other Native American being revived in this dark times through whatever means, whatever evil means. Sacred grounds exist, but they cannot help you in these times. That's my warning. Take it for what you will. But as you know, I talk out of my ass a lot of times, so I could also just be saying nothing. I'm trying to contribute to the mood when I do this. Okay, it's October. We're halfway through October. Halloween is just around the corner. Give it a good 2 weeks until Halloween. So if I can scare you with these little warnings, then I'm happy. If you play along, even better. But just, I hope I don't end up giving you like too many nightmares. Is what I'm gonna end up saying. So thank you all for joining me on this adventure of the Lancaster Lake O'Brien State Park. I am hoping more to come for this soon, but if not, that's fine. I will play more when more releases as it comes out. And I am very excited for what's to come in these next few days for whatever it is that I'm about to do. Phasmophobia maybe, Devour maybe, Tiny Bunny for sure, episode 2 at least. Episode 2 of Tiny Bunny anyway, because I have no idea how long those episodes are. So that one is definitely going to come, just episode 2. And a few other games that I have planned to play as well. So keep a lookout. Also, before someone decides to recommend me to play Cry of Fear, please know that yes, I have played it before. There are a lot of glitches with that game that I've ran into. One of them being the flashlight bug. I went into a dark room and I could not turn on the flashlight, nor could I find the exit to that room. That I had to exit the game entirely. I tried to find a fix. I tried to do console commands and everything. I could not do anything about it. That made me rage, and I deleted the game. But there is a co-op form of Cry of Fear that I can play. So maybe if I get a group of people, Cry of Fear co-op can be a thing as well. It's a free game on Steam. So there is no excuses. I will look for a team, and Cry of Fear can definitely be a thing. I just don't remember how well I can host, or I can join someone else's. I forgot what I needed. I needed Hamachi and some other stuff. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Mayhaps. I will see you all tomorrow night for more scares, more spooks, more nightmares, more monsters, more demons, more people, and more of my death, I'm assuming, because I don't think there's been a game where I don't die. Actually, there probably was, I just don't remember. I remember my death, but I don't remember my life, if that makes sense. So, yeah, be aware. While my time here has come to an end, that doesn't mean the monster's time has come to an end. So good night, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow night.